Anything like an exhaustive discussion of the economical problem presented by the 10th Ward is beset by difficulties that increase in precise proportion to the efforts put forth to remove them. I have too vivid a recollection of weary days and nights spent in those stewing tenements, trying to get to the bottom of the vexatious question, only to find myself in the end as far from the truth as at the beginning, asking with rising wrath Pilates' question, "What is truth?" to attempt to weary the reader by dragging him with me over that sterile and unprofitable ground. Nor are these pages the place for such a discussion. In it, let me confess it at once and have done with it. I should be like the blind leading the blind, between the real and apparent poverty, the hidden hoards, and the unhesitating mendacity of these people, where they conceive their interests to be concerned in one way or another. The reader and I would fall together into the ditch of doubt and conjecture in which I have found company before. The facts that lie on the surface indicate the causes as clearly as the nature of the trouble. In effect, both have been already stated. A friend of mine who manufactures cloth once boasted to me that nowadays, on cheap clothing, New York beats the world. To what, I asked, do you attribute it? To the cutter's long knife and the Polish Jew, he said. Which of the two has cut the deepest into the workman's wages is not a doubtful question. Practically, the Jew has monopolized the business since the battle between East Broadway and Broadway ended in a complete victory for the East Side in cheap labor, and transferred to it the control of the trade in cheap clothing. Yet not satisfied with having won the field, he strives as hotly with his own for the profit of half a cent as he fought with his Christian competitor for the dollar. If the victory is a barren one, the blame is his own. His price is not what he can get, but the lowest he can live for, and underbid his neighbor. Just what that means we shall see. The manufacturer knows it, and is not slow to take advantage of his knowledge. He makes him hungry for the work by keeping it from him as long as possible, then drives the closest bargain he can with the sweater. Many harsh things have been said of the sweater that really apply to the system in which he is a necessary logical link. It can at least be said of him that he is no worse than the conditions that created him. The sweater is simply the middleman, the subcontractor, a workman like his fellows, perhaps with the single distinction from the rest that he knows a little English, perhaps not even that, but with the accidental possession of 2 or 3 sewing machines, or of enough credit to hire them as his capital, who drums up work among the clothing houses. Of workmen, he can always get enough. Every shipload from German ports brings them to his door in droves, clamoring for work. The sun sets upon the day of the arrival of many a Polish Jew, finding him at work in an East Side tenement, treading the machine and learning of the trade. Often there are 2, sometimes 3 sets of sweaters on one job.